Good morning, everybody. Um, I guess this morning here, it's evening, afternoon, evening where you're at. That's talking to Herfy over there. I'm your one of your friendly ladder admins. I'm Dunka. Hi,
Hmm.
I'm waving right now, and I'm also here with the other friendly ladder admin, Herfy Durfy. How you doing, Herf?
I'm doing all right. It's as you said, early evening, I guess, 6 p.m. Pretty nice start of the evening. It's nice and sunny outside, and I'm excited for what we have today, as always.
Nice, nice, nice. It's hot here. It's only what's 11 a.m. here, and it's already hot. Like the air conditioner's already running. It's gonna be a scorcher.
Yeah,
So
it's the first day where it's not awful here. It's still warm, but it's not. I can't take
okay,
this kind of heat.
yeah. Well, you guys have it so much worse than we do because of your setup over there with lack of air conditioning for the most part.
Hmm.
Every time I hear about that, it just gets like, no, no, couldn't
Yeah,
do it,
it's no fun.
couldn't do it. Um, so yeah, this is probably gonna be a short one, just because we don't have a ton of stuff to review today. But we do have a schedule, and we've got a little information about our Gigatational that's coming up in October. And yeah, and then we also have a couple of nuggets out there for what's going to be happening for in October, November for new special super duper ladder. So
Is that what we're calling it now?
it's actually funny. I know you haven't looked at these slides because you never do, but you'll actually like what I put in there. I don't think I mean, what's going to happen? You know what's going to happen, right? Is when ladder starts, it's just going to become ladder, and this ladder, as we know, it's just going to be old ladder.
Yeah, probably. You're
Yeah,
you're probably not wrong.
yeah, that's what it's going to be. So, let's go ahead and get started, shall we? We have some schedule stuff. Um, so this was we did the schedule a little bit different because it's our last schedule like this, so we did make things a little bit different. We let you guys choose 6 of the 7 modes. Um, so we opened it up for ballots for everybody. We ended up getting 183 valid ballots, which is a lot considering that most people just ignore it. We did have maybe about a dozen of invalid ballots where they just didn't read the instructions. Uh, and despite putting in ways of preventing them to do things, they still figured out a way to do things. I don't know, but we did have to disqualify a few of the ballots, and then a few of them opened the ballots and never submitted them. We obviously have no information there, so 183 is still a lot. Just a quick reminder: the way it worked is you voted for 3 modes. Whatever your first place mode was, got 5 points. Second place mode got 3 points, and third place got 1 point. Tally the numbers, and whatever the top 6 joins Gigabag for our final season of Good Ladder. That's what it'll be. We're gonna call it Good Ladder, and then like Better
That's not exactly where I thought it was going, but sure, I'll take it.
Ladder. Yeah, because it can't be Bad Ladder. Why would we do that?
No, obviously not. I mean,
No,
there's only improvements.
it's like, of course, only improvements from here on out. So yes, number one. Okay. Like, some of these are not going to be some of these are not going to be surprises. There's one surprise on this list, a big surprise on this list, and you know which one it is. We'll get to it. But a few of these not really surprises at all. Um, and yeah, I tell you what. I tell you what. Hold on. Let's have a little fun with this. Let's have a little fun. People that are in chat, you can predict what is the first place mode. I'll give everybody 10 seconds to put stuff in there. What is going to be the first place mode chosen? I do a Jeopardy theme, but you know, whatever. It's not. And yeah, I don't even need to. Everybody figured it out. It's cross keys. Not only is it number one, it annihilated the field. It has more than double the points of the second place finisher. It had 45 first place votes. Um, that's a lot. That's a lot.
It sure is.
Yeah, we're still not going to give you boots though. Not yet. Oh. Herfy, I have thought about, when we go to new ladder, we're going to have new options available to us.
Mm-hmm.
And we have some people that are been begging for boots in cross key starts for years
Mm-hmm.
now. Maybe we throw them a bone or two.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see what happens. We literally have none of the schedule set for new ladder. We have nothing planned yet. It's coming up soon, but we actually have not started yet. Number 2 on the list. Anybody want to guess? Anybody want to guess what number 2 is? Also, probably not a huge surprise based off of history. Although this one did split the vote a little bit. We did have a little bit different vote in here, but yeah, it's casual boots. It's still like these are 1-2 of all the modes, so there's no surprise here. But you'll see a significant drop off in the point totals, and the people that voted first and second. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous. Um, Things are going to be much closer the rest of the way. Number 3 on the list is not, I don't know, maybe somebody could guess number 3. Definitely not a staple. But there is, yeah, let's a couple of them in. Yes, Champions Hunt. It's exactly what it is. You got it. You got it. You got it. You didn't get it. I don't think Champions Hunt, I don't even know where it landed on the list. I have the list. I just don't have it with me right now. But somebody did get it in here. It's AD keys. People do like AD keys. It's a really good mode. I'm just pissed that it wasn't the best mode, which was inverted AD keys. Some people. I don't know. I don't get it.
Cue reaction in chat.
Yeah. I know, yeah. So AD keys is fine. This is one of those completionist modes. Small spoiler, completionist keys not on this list. It did actually get some votes though. It did actually get some votes. Completionist keys, it just didn't get anywhere close. Number 4. These are the 4, 5, and 6 are pretty close. And then we will have some honorable mentions. Number 4 is a mode that we have not had on ladder in a long time. It's been, how long has it been? 18 or 19? 18 or 19 season 18 or 19, something like that. I'm actually getting a little concerned right now that the list got leaked because Talithar is 4 for 4. But yeah, spoiler open. Reading those spoiler logs. I do think that there's a little bit involved with this one in regards to SGL coming up. People get some little bit of extra practice. And Telethar is reading the spoiler log. I see what I did there. Shut up now. So yeah, spoilers back, which always gets me concerned. Oh, I actually need to test this one because I haven't tested it since we migrated the server. I need to make sure this works. It should work, but I remember I had to tweak some things on the last one to get it to work right. So,
well, we'll figure it out.
I'll figure it out. If the first race fails, we'll just figure it out later. Remember, spoiler open does have a unique, a unique little tweak to it, and the fact that you still face a random opponent, but everybody gets the same seed. So actually, it makes the post game, makes it more exciting because people actually talk about things. Number 5, no one is going to get this. Number 5, nobody is going to get this. I'll even give you guys a little bit extra to put your guesses in chat. Nobody will get this. This is the one I was shocked to see on the list. And we talked about this. I still don't get it. People are
Yeah, I
guessing.
mean, as you said, we talked about this, and it was interesting to follow all the way through the voting period, I will
Yeah,
say.
there was that one that was up here early that was like in third place or something like this, and then yeah, it dropped
Hmm.
off the list. It's on the honorable mentions, but it dropped off. So yeah, no, 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 no. You guys didn't get it. It's mystery. I'm still blown away by this one because mystery is that one mode that often doesn't fire. Like we still have
Probably the
mystery
mode.
races that get two people that join.
Probably
Um,
the mode that has like the highest non-fire rate of all
yeah,
the ladder modes, I'd say.
yeah. Now I did go through, and we looked into this. I want to make sure we weren't getting trolled. So I went through the 10 people that voted first place on this. Um, and I looked through, most of them actually do race it. Like we have a few people that race it a lot, and those people voted for this. There were a couple of them that were weird. I didn't know why they voted for it because they never play it, but I don't know. It was a weird one. We were very surprised to see this one. Um, it is what it is. So I guess we get one more season of mystery. I seriously thought this was going to get left off the list, um, but it is what it is. And then we got one more to go. One more to go. This one is unique because this one had the least amount of first place votes. In fact, it had so few first place votes that like 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th had more first place votes than this mode did. But this mode also had more second place votes than anything else except for cross keys. Which, if you think about it, kind of spoiled what this one is. Waiting to see guesses in chat. Anybody guessing? Guessers in chat. Guessers in chat. Guessers in chat. Inverted cross keys was up there for a bit. But yeah. So you guys get an extra entrance mode this time around. Which again, if you think about it, makes perfect sense because the people that are voting for cross keys are likely voting for retrance as number 2.
Hmm.
So, um, yeah. So yeah, it does make a little bit of sense. 13 second place votes, and I bet if we looked, all 13 of those voted for cross keys number 1. I didn't check that, but I bet if I looked right now, that's what it would be. I could actually do that. I am connected to the database right now, but I'm not going to. So those are your 6 top vote getters. So you guys get 2 entrance modes, a mystery mode, a spoiler mode, which again is kind of unique, and then just casual boots and AD keys. So, yeah, whatevs. We do have some few honorable mentions here. Enemizer was in this for a long time. Actually, Enemizer was number 5, I think. I think it was number 5 for a long time, and then close to the end of the polling, it just didn't get any votes and dropped off.
Yeah, it was in there for quite some time. This and the
Yeah,
mystery one where like we saw that at the start. We're like, is this real? Is this really what people
yeah,
want?
yeah. So there were 3 of them that kind of, the cross keys got like the first 10 votes. Like we knew cross keys was going to win like 5 minutes into the voting, just because like 8 of the first 10 votes were cross keys, so we knew what was going to happen there. Casual boots did split the vote a little bit between SGL casual boots, and I commented on that in one of our announcements. Just like you can go back and change your vote if you wanted practice for SGL, and the vote did get split a little bit. So SGL, it's not on here, but it was like, I think it was right after Gold Rush, so it's like 40 some points for that as well. Um, yeah, there's that. Just open. Insanity Entrance was the other one. Insanity Entrance, Enemizer, and Mystery were all in the top 6 for a while. And then Insanity Entrance fell just like Enemizer did. So um, I think it was the last announcement that we put out, reminding everybody that there's like a week left in voting. And then we got an influx of extra votes. We got like 30 votes or 30 ballots in that week.
Hmm.
Um, and that kind of finished everything off. And it just dropped all these off the face of the earth. So, and then Gold Rush got a few votes. Good for them. Good for them. Dishonorable mention for Standard Boots. They were last place. Somebody voted that number 1 though. Somebody voted Standard Boots #1, and they got 7 total votes. Whoever that was, I feel bad for them. I feel bad for them. So um, that's going to be our schedule, ladies and gentlemen. So our official schedule is, and here's the rotation for what it's going to be. Casual Boots followed by Mystery, followed by 80 Keys, Retrance, Spoiler Open, Cross Keys, and Gigabag. 2 things to note here. Number 1, Retrance. Oh, hold on 1 second. 1 second here. I have a cat in the vet at the vet right now. Give me a second. I got to read my text from my wife. Stuff.
This better be good news.
It's great news. Yeah, everything's normal. Yeah, everything's normal, but they think there might be a hairball.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. So, yeah. Anyway, she's on her way home. She'll be fine. We knew this was going to happen, and it's probably going to cost us like $200 for the vet visit, and we knew that. I knew she was fine. She eats her food so fast sometimes, and she's so small. She's a 5-pound cat. She's 8 years old, and she's 5 pounds. She is a forever kitten, and she eats so much food so fast. She eats so much food; it's ridiculous. And her stomach is probably the size of a big marble, and she eats like a half a can of wet food in 6 seconds. And of course, she pukes it up because she eats so fast. So, cats. Anyway, I'm sorry. So there are 2 things on the schedule. One, of course, Spoiler Open is a 2-hour mode. That is, you get 15 minutes for review, and then 1 hour and 45 minutes for to race it. Retrance. We generally will downgrade this mode to a 3-hour mode because it's really rare for plus 3-hour mode Retrance seeds. However, because Spoiler Open is in there and it throws off the rotation, we had to leave Retrance as a 4-hour mode. Otherwise, we start getting some nasty patterns in the schedule. So we actually, this is one of those weird things, the way that the rotating schedule works, where we need the rotating schedule always to be odd so that it doesn't it doesn't make weird little, where like every 4th day the schedule repeats. Which is what was happening with the way that it was set up. So yeah, that's kind of what we got here. So just deal with it. It'll be fine. For the rest of you that didn't vote, because we have like 1,200 registered racers, so about 1,000 of you didn't vote. I don't want to fucking hear it. You had your choice. We gave you a month to vote, and if you didn't vote,
that was a long time.
That's your own fucking fault. And if you voted for something that didn't make it in, maybe you should have ran a better campaign. I guess, is that how that works?
I guess.
Yeah. So, season's going to start on August 4th. Now, the current season ends on August 2nd. Is it 2nd or the 1st? Hold on, I've actually got it up here. It ends on the 1st. It actually ends the morning of the 1st, which is kind of weird. It does mean there's going to be a larger gap than normal. There's going to be a 3-day gap in here, which is a little abnormal. But we're doing that because of where the season ends, instead of where the season starts. Because of SGL, this actually ends SGL weekend. So, and I didn't want the season to end on the Sunday of SGL, which is what it would have done if we had started this on the 2nd or the 3rd instead of the 4th. So, so we are delaying the start of it a day so that we can get SGL done, because I'm going to be on the road, and I'm probably going to be getting home just as the last race finishes. So, touch grass that weekend. August 3rd, 4th. That's SummerSlam weekend. Watch SummerSlam on the 3rd. SummerSlam is August 3rd. Watch SummerSlam. There you go.
Do that.
Yes, do that. But yeah, there's our schedule. Schedule is posted on the calendar right now. And yeah, I'll update the Google schedule here shortly. So that is our schedule. Herfy, what do you think?
I mean, looks good to me. You explained everything, especially why we had to make Jesus. Why we had to make that one mode shorter.
Yeah.
I forgot already. And yeah, I think this is going to be fun. I mean, this is potentially, for now at least, going to be the last season of. Are we calling it Old Ladder now?
I mean, it's listed. It says right there, Old Ladder.
True.
Um, it will soon become Old Ladder.
If
So
we're not already, we will soon become Old Ladder.
it's
That is very
aged
true.
ladder. It's
I
aging
think it's
ladder.
cool, and I
Yes.
think season 25 is like a good cutoff point
Yeah.
too.
Kind of worked out well
Yeah,
there.
I'm liking all this.
Yeah, it kind of worked out there. So, also one little note. I didn't even mention this. I think it's been mentioned earlier. Um, Mystery keeping everything the same. We're going to keep these last the weights for Mystery the same as we have. It'll be the last time for these, which we will get into soon. We are these Mystery lovers. We have some changes to talk about here in a bit. So let's move on. Let's move on. Gigitational also happening like that same fucking week in October. October is gonna be really busy for the first couple of weeks.
Gonna be pretty loaded, yeah.
Yeah, so we have to make a few tweaks to the Gigitational because I just posted last week where we currently stand. And if we did, and I actually have a spreadsheet for this, if everybody finished the same amount of races that they did right now, people that would be qualified for the Gigitational, we would end up with like 23 people or something like that. I do expect people to, I expect a small influx at the end. More people will get in there. But it's very unlikely that we're going to get a 32 cut, which sucks. I mean, we wanted to do this. I think we just overestimated the desire for this.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, the Megatational didn't have qualifiers, didn't have qualifier races. We just took the top 16 overall. We used the lifetime overall ranking. We didn't do like these extra races and all that. So because of that, we do have to amend the rules a little bit. And we're doing this now because it gives you guys an extra 3 months, almost 3 months, to adjust your strategies if you wanted to participate in this. Because in theory, even if you were to potentially qualify, because of the way we have to make this change, there's a chance you will not get invited. We'll explain. Not happy about it, but it is what it is. So we have a couple scenarios. If we get 32 qualified racers, which is 20 races over the 200 race period, and a positive rating, you'll get an invite. If we get 32 of them, perfect. We cut it at 32 just the way we're going to do it. 4 weeks of groups, finals, done. Just the way we planned it. However, it's likely not going to happen. So if we get less than that, we have to make a few adjustments. Because groups are the way that they are and the way that we have to run groups, unfortunately, we're back to odd man out, kind of. We need to have an even number. And we'll explain why when we get to the next slide. But having an even number is very important. So it means that last person, if you're qualified, you might not be able to make it. Again, that's why we're announcing it now. You have 60 some races to get in more races to gain rating. You have plenty of time. So we're not going to take any fault for this if you're like, oh, I haven't raced in a month or two and I was the last and I didn't get invited. You know what? You should read the announcements. So yeah, I'm giving it out there now. If we run into a rare situation, which I don't think is going to happen, where we don't even have 16, we have like 12 right now or something like that. We'll have 16, but if we don't, we'll get 16 in there by filling them with the top racers based off the number of total races as the tiebreaker. I'm not concerned about this, but we threw it in there anyway. So here are the scenarios. Here's what's going to happen. If we get 32, we just run it as is. 4 weeks of groups, start with 8 groups of 4, blah, 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 we're done. If we have 30, and you'll see a pattern here, the top 2 invited racers, so 1 and 2, get a bye. They don't have to race groups week 1. They instantly into group 2. And then the other 28 racers will go in 7 groups. The top 14 from there make an even 16 going into week 2. Again, that's the pattern. So we go, the less number of racers we get, the more people get buys, and the lower number of groups that have to happen in week one. Basically, the goal of this is after week one, we want an even 8 groups, and we'll just run it as we would normally do an invitational. If we end up with only 16, we just run it as normally as it is. So this is how we're going to manage the group stages for this. I've already amended the document, which I haven't actually officially released the document yet. That will be happening soon. But yeah, all we're doing is we're just taking the odd number to get to 16, and we're just doing that extra group to get down to 16. Higher rank, you get a buy. You got plenty of time to race these guys. Plenty of time. We'll be putting an announcement out today anyway as well, that also includes this. Yeah, so there you go. That's how we're going to manage this, and we'll get to 16 week 2, no problem. Run as normal, and we'll go for there. So, yeah, document will be released soon. It's going to have all the information on it as well as prizes. I have the prize list. I just haven't announced it yet. Spoiler, it's basically the same fucking prize list we've been using for all of these, except for one. I still have it.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I still have it, Herf. So I have that transparent or the translucent blue analog pocket. It's still sealed. It's the limited edition one. They didn't make very many of them. They're never going to make them again. I still have it. Kind of want to keep it, but I know that I'm never going to open it. It's like, I'm never going to open this thing. I have a Steam Deck that does it better. Like
every day that passes, another letter of my name appears on that box.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. I did look. They're selling on eBay for like $500.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So, by the way, Analog, they just announced today. I got the email this morning. They're releasing a limited edition aluminum. It's anodized aluminum. That goes on sale this week. They're $500.
Yeah, okay.
There's 4 different versions of them. They're actually the matte black anodized aluminum looks amazing.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it does.
Oh, it looks stupid cool. Again,
$500.
It's not $500 worthy. It's people are gonna buy them and flip them. They're gonna hold on to them for a year and flip them.
For sure.
Do. But yeah. So anyway, I'm still debating putting that one back up there or not, or if I'm just gonna keep it forever and just never open it. Herfy wants it. Like he wants.
I mean, yeah, I'll take it. I'm never gonna win an invitational, so this is my only chance to ever go. I'm basically just saying it often enough to maybe make it happen one day.
We might also put we might actually throw a Steam Deck back on there, because it's actually very, very equal in prizes. So to give you an idea, I think I posted this at one point. Like the prize for the Retrons Invitational was like $300 because everything's gone up in price. So like a Steam Deck right now is like $300. The cheapy one, the 64, which is the cheapy one, but tough shit. It's a Steam Deck. So yeah, it's like that's the range we're in now. It's like these prices are like $300 worth. So
yeah, it's getting pretty crazy.
It's kind of crazy. Speaking of which, this will be our last one for a while. Obviously, with new ladder starting up, we're going to make sure everything is nice and stable, make sure the structure works, make sure everything is great before we launch another Invitational. It'll probably be sometime spring to summer next year. So the Gigitational is probably the last one that we're going to have for 6 to 9 months. This is just while we get our feet underneath us, make sure everything's moving smoothly, and then we'll start rolling them back up again. So, I also do need to get some work done on the bot. I would love to be able to manage everything on the bot and not use race time. It's the structure that I need to set up for the new bot anyway, because the bot, everything's gonna be managed in the way the new system is set up, a new ladder. I've changed the way the channels are created and all that. And it's effectively kind of this method that we would use for even a 1v1. So I'd like to get it up and running by then, but if I don't, because I've got a lot of shit to do, we'll still use race time. We can always use it. We'll see what happens. I'm not promising anything. I'd like to get it done. But if it doesn't happen, tough titties. So that's our Gigitational. Again, that's going to start second weekend of October, I think, something like that. I think I might actually have the date in here. Oh wait, no, I guess I don't. It's like the weekend of. It's like the Thursday of the gig. Oh, it's the 10th. It's the 10th. It's the Saturday. It's the
Oh,
Saturday.
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, because I wanted to start it because the Gigitational takes 2 extra days per week because we have to have time for the people voting for the modes and vetoes and all that. So we have 2 extra days. So I wanted to start it on a Saturday so it finishes the following Saturday. That
Is
way,
the
because
10th
yeah,
of
people.
October?
What's that?
Which 10th are we talking about?
October 10th.
October 10th is a Thursday.
Oh no, actually, okay, that makes even more sense because I want to start it. No, actually, no, that makes more sense because then Thursday, Friday is putting the modes and voting, and then we
Right.
start on the Saturday so that we go
Mhm.
all the way around. That's why. Then because the week 1 is the big week where most people are going to be in there, and I want to make sure
Mhm.
that we get as many weekends as we can for people that are in different time zones. Sorry, that's what it was. Yeah, thanks for the correction. Um, Speaking of new super ladder, I love that transition because the font changes. Do you see the font and the color change?
I
Want to see it
definitely
again?
saw the color
Want to see it
change, yeah.
again? Old ladder, new ladder.
Oh.
Ooh. We're changing the font styles and a bunch of stuff for the new website. Some new super duper stuff. Some of the stuff I already mentioned for new ladder part 2.0 deluxe. um, so yeah, season 25 is scheduled in on October 7th. That is SGL weekend. So that's the Monday after SGL. I'm going to be on a plane coming home. It's a Boeing plane. Hopefully I make it home.
Oh boy.
We are going to start the beta period of the new ladder the week after that. We don't have anything set in stone. It's still very fluid, but it's likely going to start the weekend after that. So plan on the week of the 7th to be completely open. It's going to give me time to get shit up and running, to get the website running, make sure everything's working behind the scenes. I'll probably throw a few practice races on for myself just to test things, make sure they work. And then the weekend after that, probably on the 14th, in that range, is when we're going to start running our beta season. It's going to run a couple weeks to upwards of a month, month and a half. Just depends on if we need extra time to do things. But yeah, it's going to run, I'm going to say 2 to 6 weeks. Probably going to be lower. It's probably going to be in the lower side. I'm going to guess 2 to 3 because I will probably have tested most of this already. And it's not like a lot of this stuff isn't new. It's stuff we already have. But we are going to run this in 3 phases. So the first phase is going to be very simple. We're still going to run everything off the VT branch. It's going to be basic shit. It's like a standard ladder schedule. One schedule, so we're not going to have 2 rotating schedules like we're going to do eventually. But that first week is going to be just testing functionality. That's all it's going to be. So you can join a bunch of free-for-all races. You know, everything gets tossed away at the end anyway. Doesn't matter. Your rating doesn't matter. Like, it'll show up on the website, but we're going to empty it out when the season starts anyway, so it doesn't matter. The second phase, which will be shortly after that probably, we're going to do the 2 rotating schedules. Probably just duplicates of each other. And we'll do the overlap where they start at like the halfway point of the other one. So we're going to have the 2 rotating schedules. This is to make sure, again, we don't have any duplication. Make sure that the we don't have overlap where they start at the same time. That's the one thing we don't want to ever have happen is 2 races starting at the same time. So this is more of the getting everything set in stone, where we know how the rotation is going to work, and then the last phase is going to be where we branch out into the other branches and start running more advanced modes and stuff like that. So we're going to roll it out in phases just to make sure everything works. So yeah, that's how we're going to be doing this. So plan on that the week after SGL. So we're going to make a few adjustments because I need to test decay. The decay formula and the way that it runs is kind of complex. So I'm going to adjust it from 90-day decay down to like a 7-day decay, just so that it triggers multiple times while people race because I want to see it work, make sure it works. Again, doesn't matter. Rankings is going to be reset. Everything's going to be tossed. The new website will be up and running, which I'm way behind on. I haven't worked on it in like a month, but I have in my head everything is going to be in there. But it'll be fully functional, so you guys will be able to check it out, see how things run, you know, see all the new features, which not a lot. We have a few features that we're going to put in that are going to be new, but it's still a website built around functionality and information rather than features. As we already mentioned, haven't determined the modes that we're going to run from the other branches yet. I just haven't had time to do it. I've been busy racing, actually. It's amazing. I've got 2 events still going on right now that both start groups, or one starts brackets and one starts groups next week. It's crazy.
Racing growth.
What's that?
I said racing growth.
Yeah, I know. I'm actually enjoying it right now. Well, I'm doing free enterprise again. Final Fantasy IV free enterprise.
Oh yeah, I saw you playing that a while ago.
Yeah. Been their group stages start next week. Actually, their announcements tomorrow. So it's a good game if you haven't tried it out.
Oh, nice.
Yes, but yeah, we haven't fully determined what we're going to run yet. I'm actually going to start getting some information here soon, where people are going to recommend. I just want people to recommend flag sets, things that people run that are common, people enjoy. Because I don't know, I don't race a lot of this Doors shit. I've raced exactly one Doors seed ever, and I didn't enjoy it. So I don't enjoy entrance. Doors blow my mind. Like, I actually start leaking out brain goo out of my ears.
I mean, I can't really speak to it because I've only done basic doors, and I thought that was kind of fun, even though some of the dungeons can be pretty tricky to even know how to get around in.
Yeah.
Like, Thieves Town continuously gives me trouble even in basic doors, but I'm also awful at the game, so,
Yeah. Yeah, the one time I did it, I think it was basic doors. I got really lucky. It was a really easy seed. It only took like an hour and a half, and I sucked at it. But yeah, so yes, that's not my thing. But I will get information. I'm not joining that fucking event. You ain't making me do it. Sorry, no, I ain't doing it. Good luck to you. I hope it runs well. I ain't doing it. One thing to note though, and this is this little bottom thing. This is gonna make some people happy. I don't know if they're in here or not. They probably would have said something if they were. I know who they are because I know a couple people hate the mystery system. We are going to go back to percentage-based weights in New Ladder. The reason we're going to do this is because we're going to up the difficulty of mystery. So the main reason that we switched mystery weights, what was it, 5-6 seasons ago, was because we had too many seeds that were just either too easy or ridiculously hard. Ridiculously hard. So we're going to up the mystery a little bit. And because of that, we're going to go back to the old system of percentages, which drastically increases the chances of there being these really ridiculously hard races. But I think it's a good idea with 1v1s. The problem with 1v1s is we just had too many of them. But with free-for-all races, we get 10 people in a race and it's a ridiculously hard seed, and first person to finish is at 3 hours and change. I don't know, that's kind of cool. Gives you incentive to finish that thing. Real question, would you switch to the Mystery Doors branch? Possibly. I think what would happen instead of that is we would have rotating mysteries. We would have 2 mystery weights. We would have one that is kind of basic mystery, and then we would have one that would be like a Doors mystery. Because I know that we have tons of mystery options with the Doors branch. I know it's out there. I've seen the Pog weights. So is that possible? Absolutely, it's possible. And I think we would split them. We would have them on opposite sides of the schedule. So they would always rotate against each other. So they would never running at the same time. But so like at noon, we would have a mystery, standard mystery. And at midnight, it would be like Doors mystery. So we're going to have anywhere between 12 and 16 modes on a rotation at a time. We have the ability to do whatever the fuck we want. Like, we have options.
With
So
that second schedule added, it just gives us a lot more flexibility and the
absolutely.
possibility to add like a whole bunch of modes. And
Hmm.
yeah, as you say, I guess this doesn't only apply for mystery
Hmm.
necessarily, right?
Oh no, no. I mean that's the
There's
plan. Is we're gonna do.
exactly.
Yeah, we're gonna start a little bit slow. It's actually on the next. It's on the next slide. I haven't gotten to it yet, or it's one of the next slides. Maybe I've missed it already. But anyway, we're gonna start slow. Like the first couple of months, we're gonna throw a few things out there. We're gonna dabble, but we're gonna start slow, and then it's gonna ramp up over time. So October, November, December, don't expect anything groundbreaking. But then next year, sometime, we're going to start expanding on that, knowing that, yes, it's stable, it works, people play these things, they enjoy it, we can expand on things. So, yes, it will happen eventually. I think probably that my end goal is really going to be like 60/40, like 60% stuff that we could do now, like VT branch stuff that people like running casual boots, standard cross key, stuff like that. And then 40%, which is always going to be like inserted in every other race, are going to be these more advanced doors, atomizer, key drop shit. Pick up a pot, find a bomb, whatever. I don't fucking know how this shit works. But yeah, that's kind of my mindset is by the time we're in full speed, which is going to be like spring of next year, it'll be like a 60/40 split. So
Hmm.
that way everybody gets something to do. We have two schedules rotating. Like we're going to be busy. Shit's going to be really busy. And I hope the bot can keep up with it. So I have to put in new safeguards so that if I have to restart the bot, it recovers properly. We actually had this issue just this last week where there was a bot failure and it bombed at the weirdest possible spot. And I couldn't just recover it and start the bot. I actually had to clean up the signups and do it again. It was weird. Anyway. So yeah, that's our plan for that. A couple things that we have to talk about. Don't really want to talk about it, but we have to talk about it, especially after shit that's happened over the last couple of weeks. Yeah, we're gonna be adding a bunch of new anti-cheat shit. Um, some of them we already run right now. They run on the side. I don't run them actively because there's still some work to be done on those. Um, but yeah, we're gonna be running more anti-cheat shit, and we're gonna be more vigilant about it because right now we see it and people don't necessarily report it. They probably should, and we go out of our way sometimes to do it. We try not to get involved unless it's chronic, but so new anti-cheating stuff. Stream monitoring is a huge one where people are just not fucking streaming their goddamn races. I
Yeah, I don't know where that started. It seems to have like grown. I
yeah,
wouldn't say it's like a really bad problem or anything yet, but
it
it seems like
happens.
over the last couple of seasons, it's really grown that people just sign up for ladder and play their match and they never start their stream.
Yeah.
And we usually go only like we only act if people appeal something or report it to us because
Usually.
unless, as Donka said earlier, unless it becomes like a chronic thing where they're doing it every time.
Yeah.
But it's yeah, I find that very interesting to say the least.
Yeah. And people, it's they're getting away with it. Is what it is.
Hmm.
It's this fucking community, man. You give them a taste of something, they're gonna run with it. So you let them get away with it, and they're just gonna keep running with it. So yes, we are gonna be very forceful. VOD validation is another one. We actually ran into a situation this last week where somebody had their video on demands hidden. They were paywalled. Cannot fucking do that. Defeats the whole purpose of validation. You cannot paywall your VODs, guys. It's very simple, and I have a tool designed to check for that. And so yes, you just can't fucking do it. It's common goddamn sense. To
You'd
answer a
have
question in
think.
chat, force everybody on Twitch. No, we actually have it supports YouTube and Kick right now. Who the fuck uses Kick? I don't think anybody does.
Idiots.
We do have a few YouTubers though. I think we've got like 10 or 12, somewhere in that range, YouTube channels. I don't know if they
Hmm.
race very much, but we do have YouTube channels registered. Um, so yeah, yeah, that definitely. No, local VOD, absolutely not. It's just people had their. We had a racer who left after I fucking asked him to not do it. They just fucking left. Fucking whatever. They hid their Twitch VODs, their archives behind a paywall. You had to subscribe to do the paywall to view the VODs. I'm like, what the fuck? You can't do that. Otherwise, nobody can watch your goddamn stream to verify. So I asked them kindly, could you please fix this? And they didn't even respond. They just left the fucking server. Like, fine, whatever. I don't give a shit. It's a simple, very common fucking sense, people.
Yeah, and it's not like a new requirement in Render
No,
that you have to stream your races and have to have your VODs available for review after the race. It's like
exactly. It's fucking use common sense, people. So yeah, it's one of those things. I have a tool already that does this. It's gonna be more active. I'm gonna get the bugs fixed, and what it's gonna happen is it's gonna notify us when somebody does something where either they're not streaming, and we're gonna give out warnings. And if we notice that VODs are not available, we're gonna give out warnings, and you need to fix it because we can't. I'm sorry. I wish we could trust everybody. We fucking cannot trust people. It's we had a. I'm not going to mention names, of course, or anything like that, but we got another fucking appeal last night that people want us to. Somebody wanted us to investigate a racer. Fucking happened last night. I haven't even had a chance to look at it yet. It's like, come on, people, just don't be dicks. And now that we're opening up start large races, where yes, we understand street sniping is going to be really fucking easy now. This is why we can't have nice things. This is why we can't have nice things.
yeah, it always comes back to the same thing, right?
Yep.
But as you were saying, and I guess the point of all of this is that we have been vigilant before. We just haven't been acting on it too much unless it was brought to us or it was like a chronic problem. But now we're going to be even more vigilant and we're going to be acting on pretty much everything that we find.
Yeah, we have to be on top of it because obviously it's not working. Because people are just thinking that we're not checking for this shit, and they're just saying, fuck it, I don't care," and they're just getting away with it. So yeah, we're gonna be more vigilant on this. We're gonna make sure it doesn't happen. So we have to do it. I'm not happy about it, but we have to do it. So that's New Ladder. Season 25 starts August 4th. Again, that is a Sunday. You guys can watch SummerSlam, enjoy it, and then wake up Sunday morning and race. I believe Casual Boots is first on the agenda. So schedule
Aren't
is
these
up.
aren't these big WWE events like the whole weekend now?
No, only WrestleMania for
Oh, is
now.
it
Apparently,
only for
SummerSlam they're
WrestleMania?
moving it to 2 days, starting
Oh,
either next
really?
year or the year after.
Okay.
Yeah, just WrestleMania is 2 nights.
All
Um,
right.
yeah, I enjoy it. It's fun to watch. It's
Yeah.
grown up sports soap operas. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't watched it actively in a while, but I think it's super fun to just have
It's
it
fun.
on
Just
if I
don't
ever
take it
catch
too
it.
seriously.
Exactly. Who cares? It's like huge oily dudes beating each other up. How much
Yeah,
cooler can it be?
yeah. So, but last season of Ladder as we know it. I'm it's a little exciting. It's exciting. Like I'm
Yeah,
looking
I'm
forward to getting things going, and it's a lot of work. I admit I have been very lazy with doing things. The website has gone stale. I haven't touched it in like 4 or 5 weeks, and I have not done well. I couldn't do the bot stuff. I use Administrator Bob as my test bot, and Bob was busy doing the Redshirts Invitational, so I couldn't use Bob. So now that Bob is free again, I'm gonna start coding some of the other stuff for the new, and then I just move it over to Lazy Kid. So, um, yeah, so there's that, and yeah, that is a good point. Oh, I got to update the style sheet. Yeah, thanks for reminding me. I'll update the style sheet here in a moment. I actually have that. I forgot to push it. We have two colors that are the same on the schedule. I will fix that. I have it. I have it. I did fix it on my side. I just didn't fix it on mine. So, any questions in chat before we call it a day? My wife just got home with my cat. I'm gonna go see what's going on. And any
I
questions
have a
in chat
question
before
for
we
you.
call it?
Are we, since we're, Ladder 2.0, as we were putting in earlier in the slides, Are we also gonna do the whole we're modernizing our logo thing where we make it like super simplistic and also decidedly way more awful than it was before?
I mean, look at the top left-hand corner.
I mean, I saw that. I'm
Yeah,
just
did you
saying.
see? Are you in the channel?
Uh, I'm now.
Yeah, look at the ALTTPR ladder logo.
Okay.
And when I kill the stream, you'll notice I already started changing shit there too.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, yeah. And I'll update Discord after after SGL, get all that stuff up to date. I actually have an animated GIF that I'm going to be putting in as the logo and all that. So um, yeah, it's gonna look horrible, and everyone's gonna hate it, and that's how things work. So we get to pull the whole thing. We could pull this totally Coke style. So after a year, everyone hates New Ladder, and then we get to go back to Ladder Classic,
Hmm.
and everybody loves it again.
That sounds like a sound strategy.
Yeah. Is she crying up there? Sorry, my wife and my cat are home.
No, that's all good. I'm definitely hearing some
So,
meowing in the
yeah.
background.
Yeah, you can hear it. Yeah. Yeah. Picks it up. So, all right, boys and girls. Yeah, I'm gonna go check out my cat. So, thanks everybody as always. This will be our last announcement until new ladder stuff. So,
Hmm.
thanks everybody as always. Hope you enjoy the new season. And Herfy, I am going to step away. Please take us out.
Yeah, I mean, as Duncan said, I hope everyone's looking forward to the changes, not only to the ladder, but also season 25, and of course, the Gigatational that's going to be happening later in the year. And other than that, thanks for watching, guys, and don't cheat, I guess. I don't know, it feels like I have to say this. Don't cheat, and I hope you have a great rest of your weekend.
I was muted until you said that. Don't cheat, motherfuckers.
I mean, just to put it out there.